there, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Alliance Forever. My name is Strategic Launch, and I've been asked to cast a game here on the official Forged Alliance Forever YouTube channel, which I am so very excited and honored to do. For those of you who are unaware of who I am, I release daily FAF casts on my YouTube channel, Strategic Launch, and today I have a 7v7 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxis map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the Northwest, ending with Team 2 in the Southeast. Starting off with Team 1, southernmost player in Light Oak Tan. It is Captain Bliss going first land as a UEF. He is a 1700 to his north, and the other UEF here for Team 1 is Moy going first land. He is a 1700 in Regal Purple. And to his east in Stitch Blue, it is Mystix going first land as an Aeon. He is a 1300 in Stitch Blue. In Pac-Man Yellow to his north, it is Legend Lord 2 going first land as a UEF. He is a 1500. Another UEF here for Team 1 is Mega Mion going first land as a UEF as an 1800, the highest ranked player on Team 1 in Forest Green. To his north as another UEF here, it is Deathlock going first land in Rust. He is an 1100. And last but not least for Team 1, another UEF here for Team 1. It is AF Felix going first land in Barbie Pink. He is a 1200. So for Team 1 side of the map, it is 6 UEF and 1 Aeon, which means Team 1 lacks Seraphim and Cybern technology. Starting off with Team 1's northernmost player in Royal Blue, we have Mick Cafe going first land. He is a 1500 as a UEF. To his southwest, it is Cafe going first land as a Cybern in orange, the color orange, as a 1400. In glow-in-the-dark green here, we have in the east, Smithers going first land as a Seraphim. He is a 1600. In amethyst purple to his southwest, it is Schmuck Benny going first land as another UEF for Team 2. He is a 1400. In lightest red pink here to the southwest, it is Freddy Fresh going first land as an Aeon. He is a 1200. In Batman Glay in the rear guard slide here for Team 2, it is Active Backlash. He is an 1100 going first air. And last but not least here for Team 2, it is Will-O-Wisp going first air as a Cybern in Chevy Crimson. He is a 2100, the highest ranked player on Team 2 and in the game overall. So for Team 2's side of the map, we have 2 UEF, 2 Cybern, 2 Seraphim, and 1 Aeon, which means Team 2 has all of the factions represented here. Team 1, of course, is missing Cybern and Seraphim technology. And for 14 players, how much mass is there on the map for them to scoop up? There are 17,500 mass, which means it's a little bit over 1,000 mass per player to scoop up. That is a decent amount of mass to get some upgrades in early upgrades and all of the nonsense online. And for Team 2 side of the map, in terms of mass points, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3 mech, not tier 3, but tri-mex positions. And there is just a ton of mass everywhere, a little bit lacking on the edges, but there is a ton of mass to scoop up in terms of mass points. So it's going to be high octane very, very quickly. Lots of action in the middle of the map. And even at -3 speed, we can already see players moving to the middle of that. And on that note, let's go ahead and see how this game starts to shake out. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the players, all of them from Team 1 moving to the middle. Team 2, it looks like all of them are leaving. One engineer being devoted here by Mick Cafe to move on this eastern side, whereas Freddy Fresh moving in on the middle. It does look like Active Backlash is going to take the southern edge of the map. Team 1 is just going to send a nice little engineer outbound from Captain Bliss, and maybe the same thing here on the northeastern side here. It looks like all of the columns for Team 1 headed down the middle, and it's a lot of territory to try to grab, and there's no environment to trying to zoom in here to get a nice little see how flat it is. There is nothing to hide behind. No valleys, no peaks, no water, no nothing. There's a little bit of water over here in the northeast and southwestern corners, but there's nothing to hide behind. It is just going to be a flat ground to fight on, and it's very, very going to be high octane very, very quickly. We are seeing kind of groups of comms here. 3 and 3 here for Team 1, with obviously the rear guard air slot kind of lagging behind. And for a little bit of reclaim first. Team 2 looks like it's almost like an even spread so far. There's a little bit of grouping here for Team 2. And it does look like McCafe is going to go on the northeastern edge. And Freddy Fresh is going to build a nice little quad facility online to get some T1 Aurora online sooner rather than later. And Active Backlash is going to continue on his southern approach here. So again, Team 2 is going to lack one player in the middle. But for right now, Team 1's also lacking Deathlock because he's just going for reclaim and all that. So it's going to take him a minute to finish that. But it looks like there's some booping going on between Legend Lore and Felix trying to get some reclaim. Just running into one another. Doesn't look like they're really focused on what their comms are doing, more what's going on in their main bases. And I'm going to speed it up, I think, a little bit because it's going to take a little bit of these time of these players to actually get their T2 upgrade online here for Kefka, coming online at least. He's going to go defense mode in there, and that's probably a good bet. You probably want some players going for T2 so you can get some PD, some shields to hide behind. Transport outbound from Team 1's Mega Mion going after the reclaim here that Schmuck Benny is sitting next to. Those engineers will not last very long. The transport goes, I'm going to leave now. And maybe we'll see those engineers scoop up. Looks like they're getting that nice 800 wreck there. I think that's a Percy, actually, that got crashed. Oh, maybe there's a brick. Maybe there's a brick that got destroyed there. But units are moving to the southwestern corners of the map. Active Backlash again. The only comm going for the edges of the map here. So definitely going to be interesting to see if Team 2 can come in and hook maneuver around the southwestern edge or not. Couple of units running around the middle here for Kefka, going after a couple of comms, but again they have to avoid everybody because there's a lot of comms on that front line. Gun damage range coming online here for Captain Bliss. Same here for Mui. Gun range has started here for Mystics in the west. We see two comms hanging out with one another. Is Schmuck Benny and Will-O-Wisp running around the map here. Lots of spam outbound here from Team 2's Freddy Fresh, and I think it's time that I slow this game back down. We can make sure we don't miss any of that early aggression and action. Mick Cafe moving in on this eastern side, just going for some T1 mexes, but again pushing a little bit forward with his units. We see gun damage range has been started here for Legend Lore as well. And again, Team 2 does have Kefka building some PD in the middle of the map. Going to start creating a nice little exclusion zone here for his team. Being able to use that as a central point, a nice little command station as it would be. And Schmuck Benny and Will-O-Wisp going to retreat a little bit. Not going to pressure this western side. Gun upgrade has finished. Speed has started here. The range has already been completed here for Mystics. Gun damage range has been started here for Deathlock. Of course, Legends are going for his. Will AFK Felix go for his gun upgrade so we can have all the gun upgrades essentially going on almost all at once? Nope, not as of right now. Nice facility online here for Team 2 southeastern player of Active Backlash, going for the corners of the map here, diverting, of course, his comm to the southwest and units to the northeast. T2 coming online here for Mega Mion, but he is going to start being outranged by some tickle cannons. PD creep in the middle of the map here going on here for Kefka. Again, trying to create a nice little exclusion zone. If all of the comms from Team 1 were to isolate him, he'd be wiped out in an instant. But for right now, they all are spread out, ready to the spot with upgrades. Advanced range has been started here from Mystics. Gun damage range has been started for Schmuck Benny, getting assisted by Willow. Get that upgrade on sooner rather than later. Team 2 pushing back Team 1 in the middle of the map. Smithers, of course, leading that charge with Kefka leading with his PD and trying to do as much as he can to push in on Team 1's territory. Gun damage range almost done here for Legend Lore. And we see some harassment going on from those Mantis on those T1 mexes. Facility has been annihilated here for Mega Mion, but Mui has his gun online. Once Mystics is done with his range upgrade, he'll probably come in and join this position. Captain Bliss does have his gun upgrade as well, but is now going to be facing down two commanders. Schmuck Benny has T2. Willow has nothing on board. And it does look like that PD will be established here. The unit's starting to shape up, looking like they're going to move into intercept here from Freddy Fresh. And Active Backlash still assisting his teammate of Active Backlash in the southwestern corner of the map. And looks like there's some naval facilities going to be started here for somebody on Team 1. Probably Captain Bliss, I would imagine. It'll be very interesting to see if he does go for those. He does have UEF tech, which means he has the missile launcher capable cruisers, but I don't really see him really using that to great effect unless he can secure the entire environment around him. Don't really think that's going to work, though. It looks like Team 2 is able to shove Captain Backlash at least back a little bit with those PD online here from Schmuck Benny. in the middle of the map. Forces starting to consolidate here for Smithers, but 3 commanders starting to walk down Team 2's 2 commanders. Kefka going to build a shield. Probably too late for that as multiple gun comms are moving in. It is not looking good here for the Cybern and Seraphim players on Team 2. Comm outbound here from, who is that? Is that Legendary? He's actually behind Kefka and Smithers. It's going to be an isolating attempt here, trying to cut off that retreat here. Kefka just going to run straight into the comms of Mega Mion and Deathlock. And, of course, 2 of the comms on Team 1 focusing down Kefka trying to retreat. His Tickle Cannon is in range of Legendlord's commander. Now Mystics coming into range with his advanced range and speed upgrade. Kefka will be the first killed off in this game. It is 3 comms focusing fire on Kefka. Actually, 2 of them. The other one's focused on Smithers. The other 2 here on the west are trying to focus down Smithers. And there goes Kefka. He is the first eliminated of this game. Does get a nice AoE spread on Deathlock, Megamion, and Legendlord, but it is now a 6v7 in favor of Team 1. Damage and range coming online for Felix in the north, and that Aurora spam able to take out that T1 naval facility here for Captain Blish. And there goes Smithers, killed off by Legendlord as well. We kind of knew that was going to happen as well, just because it was going to be a 1-2 punch. 5 of the 7 players on Team 1 in a small isolated environment, especially with the advanced range. Aeon Sniper Commander of Mystics. It really wasn't going to go any other way other than that. So it goes from a 7v7 to a 7v5 in favor of Team 1 very, very quickly. Team 2 is McCafe trying to hold position here on the east. Going to start facing down the gun comm of Felix here pretty shortly. But Willow and Schmuck Benny and these units in comm of Freddy Fresh being able to push back Team 1 on this western side. They've of course focused heavily on this western side due to the high concentration of comms in the middle of the map. And it looks like these comms are now going to be diverted a little bit southward. Tactical missile has been started hit for Schmuck Benny. He can go for Billy Nuke. Maybe he will go for it. It's a little bit early for Billy Nuke, so probably not. But being able to assassinate some T2 mexes at range definitely will help Team 2 a lot, especially with 2 comms now dead. T1 units being assailed by Team 2's T2 pillars here from Mick Cafe. Lots of UEF here this game. I think out of the 14 players, I think there's 9 of them. 8 of them, excuse me, that are UEF. So more than half are UEF tech. As a UEF main, I love to see it, but of course I love to see a ton of Awasa bombers and bricks and Othams and all of the other factions units. Of course, Paragons, because having infinite money, infinite resources is always a nice thing to have in this game. Team 2 has claimed both of the corners of the map and are now trying to isolate them from Team 1. You can see there's a couple of fire bases and forces online that Team 2 is trying to curtail. Advanced range has been started and almost done here for Freddy Fresh. That's going to definitely assist Team 2 in forcing back Team 1. PD online. Mystics trying to get a Mex online. That's not really going to work. Will-O-Wisp has retreated to the middle line here. He has 2 more bases now online. He's sitting at 160, 150 mass income, while everybody else is still under 100. So he's going to be able to start pumping out some T2, T3 units here very, very quickly. I mean, T2 already online. Upgrading to T3 as we speak. Going for the Cybern faction. And sticking with all the elements. T3 Air soon to be online here for him. T2 Air also started. Drop outbound from Team 1's Mega Mion. The southern edge of the map. Bomber has responded to this. Love this play outbound from Mega Mion. Just distracting Team 2. Most of the engineers have been dealt with. Radar will be dealt with here pretty shortly. And it looks like just reclaiming efforts here from the engineer. These facilities don't look like they're going to be producing any units. Looks like they're not going to waste the mass. But they definitely love the drop. Probably wish he probably wishes he could have made that materialize a little bit more. But still, love the play. That got all the way around Team 2. Very, very surprising. And AA is going to be built to be able to curtail that and prevent that from occurring once again. The units outbound from Team 1's player of Felix bypassed the comm of Mick Cafe, and because of that, Felix is suffering a glorious explosion due to the fact that the comm of Mick Cafe forced him or focused him down. Legendoid takes a little explosion to the face, will retreat. He's at 2-star veterancy. Mick Cafe is at 1-star veterancy. Units transferred over to Mega Mion, and they'll be dealt with very, very quickly. Also, the pillars definitely assisted for taking out the comm of Team 1's Felix. Team 1 suffers their first loss. It's a 6v5 at 13 minutes. Mui is in the water here, moving southward to intercept the column of active backlash. He gets pinged, most likely by Team 2. Gun coming online here for him. Mui does have 1-star veterancy and sitting at 13,000 hit points versus the 11,500 of active backlash with no veterancy. Mystic's going to retreat behind a central line here in the west. A bunch of PD online. Shield going to come on pretty shortly. A nice little wall section. Team 2 has actually grabbed a little bit of the middle of the map, or at least isolated the middle of the map from Team 1. Legend Lord continuing to be pushed back. Mega Mion going to move his comm to intercept and assist with that. Looks like Team 2 can smell blood in the water and they want another kill. They already have one. They might as well go for another one. Mech Cafe in the water repping up. Another attack outbound, this time from Mega Mion on the northeastern side. PD is online, going to force these units to, just back up because the PD are online, multiple of them. The direct fire weapons of the Uthashal is very effective at dealing with T1 units. Most T2, not all T2, but most T2. And, of course, in the southeast, T3 Air is online for Team 2. Team 1 has T3 Air and a second player also upgrading to T3 Air as we speak. That being Mega Mion. Team 2's highest rated player of Will-O-Wisp at 200 mass income. Team 2 actually barely behind Team 1 in mass generation, at least by a little bit. But again, at 14 minutes, it's not really that much of a worry if your opponent's out producing the entirety of your team by 10, 15 mass income. Now, if it was like 200 or 150 something, that's definitely worrisome. But 10 or 15, not really that much of an issue, though. Captain Bliss being forced back by the Aeon Sniper Commander of Freddy Fresh. He also has the Chrono Dampener, so it nullifies all of these units behind him. Can't nullify the Commander or EMP the Commander, because that'd be a very, very OP. But his swarm of units is outbound here from Freddy Fresh. And Marie coming out of the water to flank that Commander. Freddy Fresh focusing the Aurora, but Freddy Fresh going to be able to dip underneath the surface here very easily, and Team 2 will be forced back here by Team 1. But again, they flushed out Maurice Commander, so it's better than nothing. Lost a lot of forces for it, but like I said, you'd rather know that the threat is there and deal with it versus not knowing about it and be killed off because of it. Freddy Fresh is repping up a little slowly, but he's still alive, and that's more than can be said for a couple of players on Team 2. When you're dead, you're dead, but at least you can help from the skies and be able to use radar to say, hey, there's stuff going on there. Just like there is stuff going on here in the north here from Team 2's Mick Cafe, trying to use the edge of the map to skirt on by. There is a couple of Titans online, so that won't get too far in to Team 1's territory, but did kill off a couple of mass points, as well as getting a nice attack here as well. These forces split, one going north, one going south. This will allow a couple of mexes to be killed off. Looks like they might be able to get to the T2 land production facilities over here. More PD are being built, and if these units don't push in, now they're going to be killed. They're going to be killed off, but might as well go after more and more infrastructure from Team 1. And looks like it's going to start to kind of slow down a little bit. Team 2 pressuring the western side once again. A bunch of spam. There are some PD online, both Team 1 and T2, so that will curtail that force that's inbound. Freddy Fresh going to move in. I don't know if this is the smartest play. Chrono Dampener's online, of course, but I was going to say the Triads can still shoot him. Overcharge goes into a nice little T1 striker. Going to get some veterancy from that. Freddy Fresh drops into the red, sub 3,000 hit points. Trying to dodge those Triad shots. His units moving in on that western side. Pings do go down saying, hey, Freddy Fresh is over here. Mui going to move in and intercept. But looks like he's not going to get there in time. Team 1's Legendor pushes the middle once again, facing down some Ilshis and Bricks. Love to see that mix of technology here from Team 2's Will-O-Wisp. Love the Ilshi. It is one of the T2.5 units in the game, in my opinion. The other one being the Obsidian from the Aeon. Brick is the focus here, but the Ilshi's doing a very good job in just focusing everything down. Feather's coming in to relieve those forces from Willow and going to be able to force back Team 1's Legend Lord once again. Looks like it's just missile launching here from Team 2 Schmuck Benny going after mexes. Will kill off a T2 mex as well as a couple of engineers. T3 Land is online producing some of those T3 Serenity artillery, or at least mobile artillery. And counter rapid fire guns online here from Team 1's green player of Mega Mion, but the Brick has a lot more hit points, and we'll be able to deal with that very, very quickly. Now we have some forces coming in to essentially hook maneuver against Legend Lore. They could go straight for that commander. He's all by his lonesome. And will these forces move into intercept? I don't know. The bricks over here pressuring Legend Lore to move westward. The time is now. They could go after him, but no, they're going to go after his infrastructure, his defenses over here. He has one triad that's not going to stop a bunch of pillars. And those bricks constantly pressuring Legend Lore. This might be another kill here for Team 2, and he's actually just going to control K anyways. And there he goes. Team 1 loses another player, and it is a 5v5 all tied up with comms remaining, and Mega Mion will inherit everything that Legend Lore had. We do see Deathlock in the northwestern corner of the map hiding in the water. Definitely a good place to put his commander. T2 Mexus should be the primary target here for those pillars. You have to take out the infrastructure, but Team 2's Will-O-Wisp and those forces from Mick Cafe moving in and going after back line, just continuing to push on forward. They have some T3 and T2 gunships to deal with, the Stingers and the gunship, the Broadsword. Broadsword being, in my opinion, the best T3 gunship in the game, at least for air to ground. Air to air is definitely the Restorer, hands down. Counterattack in the northeast, claiming the northeastern corner here for Team 1's Mega Mion against Team 2's air player of Active Backlash. And there's, of course, 2 air facilities online. Another one down here in terms of T2. Hasn't upgraded to T3 yet for Freddy Fresh, but does have the ability to produce those gunships. And it's starting to, Team 1, has some holes to plug, but Mega Mion starting to be spread a little bit thin due to the fact that, of course, he has 3 bases. He's claimed the entire northern edge for his team. Is now going to crash down onto Mick Cafe. Mick Cafe trying to get some PD online. It's pretty much Titans, so they're not the Perseus, the high damaging Perseus as they are. Not a huge threat there. But Titans, you can't just let them sit there and shoot you down. You got to force them back. Mick Cafe going to press forward, go after those Titans. Overcharging into them, kills off another Titan, gets another veterancy on board, so more hit points on board that commander. The Titans focusing down, looks like the T2 pillars. I don't think this was enough to kill off the comm anyways, but trying to kill off the reinforcements definitely is a good idea. Striker in the mix, taking a couple shots from the Titan. Another shot inbound. Actually, those are pillars, not strikers, excuse me. And it looks like that is going to be it for this attack. Maybe they'll kill another PD, but I don't think they'll kill that much more mass or infrastructure realistically. Titans surrounding that dual brick force here. Looks like it will not kill the brick off. So Team 2's Will-O-Wisp has a couple more bricks operating in enemy territory. But Titans rolling through the middle here from Team 1's Mega Mion, trying to force Team 2 to focus on these units rather than doing whatever else that they're doing. Counterattack here in the west, going down here from Team 1's Captain Bliss, assisted by Mystics. Schmuck Benny getting a bunch of Team 1 PD online. And Titans hot dropped in front of the commander of Schmuck Benny. Schmuck Benny definitely deals with those Titans very, very quickly and effectively. T1 PD definitely doing a great job holding off most of these units. They're not known for their damage, but how fast they fire. You can see another Titan is down. Another Titan will die. Shield comes back online. Mystics is in range of a Ravager. That's not going to feel good. And he's going to be forced back. Unit's going to start to force him back as well, outbound from Freddy Fresh from the south. Looks like it's kind of just a standoff here in the west. Not really a lot going on here between those two players. Shield coming online here for Freddy Fresh and Active Backlash. Is walking around the water down there. And at 21 minutes actually on the clock, Team 1 sitting at 5 players left. Team 2 sitting also at 5 players left. Team 1 at a little bit over 700 mass income. Team 2 at 840, 820. I'll also say 800 to make the math easier. So Team 1, 100 mass generation behind Team 2. That is starting to be worrisome for Team 1 due to the fact that, of course, Team 2 can pump out more units, artillery, whatever the case may be, out of their engineers. But, Team 1 does have a huge group of forces over here, and unfortunately they tried to claim the northeastern corner, but were destroyed and forced back. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game at 21 minutes. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to both this channel and my channel as well. I do appreciate the opportunity, of course, to cast on this official Forged Alliance Forever channel. Shout out to everyone who helped get this online and rolling. I really do appreciate the chance I have to show my casting skill and be able to say, hey, you should watch this game more. We see Schmuck being assailed by artillery fire here in the middle of the map, both by Mystics and by Team 1's Captain Bliss. Has some T3 Demolishers online, and looks like Mystics going for the, I don't know, mobile variety here, his Serenities. I feel like Miasmas would definitely assist with this a little bit more because of their lingering damage, being able to take out defenses a lot better. But Schmuck is just going to hold the line here, and he is UEF, so his fire-basing tankiness definitely will show here. But the shields are starting to fail here ever so slightly. Klinkhammer not underneath shield coverage will be killed off there. And it's starting to favor Team 1 ever so slightly. He's held this position for a while now, but I think the time might be to cut his losses and retreat a little bit further backward. Ras coming online here for Mystics. Probably shouldn't build it on the front line just in case an attack is outbound, but we know that he's perfectly fine, but he doesn't know that he's perfectly fine. And GC says active backlash. Team 1 is producing a GC outbound from Mui. Looks like it was donated by his teammate of, who is that? That would have been Mystics. This is the only Aeon of the game, so we should see a lot of Fat Boys here pretty shortly from Team 1, because that is their only land experimental of the game. Or we could just see a bunch of GCs because they don't want to build Fat Boys. But no one's producing a Fat Boy, surprisingly, at 23 minutes, or at least started one at a minimum. Team 2, of course, they know about Team 1's GC. Have they done anything else? They have a chicken online outbound from Willow. And that's realistically about it. There was a drop outbound from Mega Mion. I didn't cover it because nothing really happened. Kind of like the Southern Edge one, just nothing occurred. So it wasn't really of note. That was when those Titans attacked in the east. But a Titan, speaking of which, moving once again. I feel like Mega Mion should probably transition to Percy's, which Team 2's McCafe has. They, of course, do a lot more damage. There is still, Titans are still needed, of course, at this stage in the game. And at every stage, when you can get them, they're useful. But, of course, Percy shot takes out most of the shield and some hit points. And the second shot almost goes off that that Titan. And the Pillar's able to assist with dealing with the rest of those Titans' hit points. Tickle Cannon still online from a long time ago. Just hanging out, not really doing a whole lot. Gonna go after the shield first. Shield will collapse most likely if the Parashield doesn't get out of range. But the Titans just cannot stand up to the firepower of that magnitude. But Pillars are being augmented by those Percys. So it's now Titans, Percys, and Pillars online for Team 1's Mega Mion. And that will side with Team 2. But that chicken should be pretty close to that front line unless it's gone somewhere else that I just haven't noticed. Nope, it's over here in front of Willow. Tactical Billy Nuke has been started here by Mui. And, of course, a lot of UEF, which would mean lots of Billies. And those Autumns forcing back those Titans. Again, it's just the Titans are good for the early T3, but you just can't stand up to any of the main line T3 bots, being the Harbinger, the Autumn with the Percy, and the Brick. In the West, Team 2's shielded position of Schmuck Benny has been destroyed. The shields are down. The artillery's still here, but it's done and dusted, especially when that Colossus is coming and knock down the front door. Chicken moving into intercept. It's not going to get there in time, unfortunately, especially with the artillery coming in from Team 1. That chicken probably will die. Its best hope for survival or killing off the Colossus is literally walking in front of it and just booping it till it, the Ion Storm is activated. Chicken going to fire at range a little bit, but now it's a chicken versus Colossus. Colossus focusing on that chicken. Chicken got a little bit of fire on that Colossus first. There are a couple of PD nearby. Going to be able to augment a little bit of that damage. Chicken is going to just walk it down. Shield units outbound here from Team 1's Captain Bliss to shield some of those hit points, but I think it's too late. The chicken actually, I think, might just kill off the Colossus before the chicken is killed off. That is going to hurt Team 1. Of course, they'll get the eco. They'll get the mass back from it. And it looks like some Percy's coming in to intercept. Team 2 desperately wants the wreck here, but it's not going to happen. Engineers are already given orders to go after it. There are a couple of rover drones over here which can easily go after it, but there's some AA nearby. Rover drones have been given the orders to reclaim, so they might get a little bit of that more than I thought. Billy Nuke outbound here from Team 1. There it goes. It is going to land and kill off everything in this space. Kaboom! Takes out everything except a Clink Hammer. And Team 1 will be able to reclaim that Colossus. Team 2 has a naval facility online outbound from Active Backlash. I think he's going for destroyers first. I think that, yeah, those are destroyers. And then he'll be able to use the cruisers. The cruisers, as well as the ones from the UEF, have the missile launcher capability. Very annoying to deal with, especially when you have 30 of them in a small little island just shoving missiles in your face. Not a good time. That's not fun. Definitely not an enjoyable experience. Ras coming online here for Deathlock in the north. Teleporter, very interesting. He's going to go for a teleportation Billy nuke possibly. Maybe go after the air grid. Maybe go after a comm. Could probably go after the air grid for here and here. Wouldn't be able to kill off Mick Cafe. He has too many hit points. He would survive. But the thing is, Team 2 has Cyber technology, which means they have Loyalists. Loyalists can redirect a Billy nuke. Maybe we'll see that in this game. Maybe we won't. But Team 1 cannot do that. So Team 2 is the only player is capable of doing that, that being Willow. And we do see some TMD protecting Willow's commander. Schmuck Benny going for, of course, his rover drone. So he might upgrade to Billy nuke as well. Usually, if you go for missile launcher for a UBF commander, you go for Billy nuke. It's just kind of natural. It's like going range and then advanced range for an Aeon commander. It's the same kind of thing. So I might as well, right? 27 minutes on the clock. I'm going to speed it up just a tiny bit. This game lasts an hour and a couple seconds, so we have another half of a game to watch how these players destroy one another. We haven't had deaths in a while. I say that, and then someone's going to randomly die, and I'm going to miss it. And 2 comms again, still in the water here for Team 2. Cruiser is online here for Team 2's air player of Active Backlash. Haven't seen, honestly, a lot of air. It's mainly been coming out of Will-O-Wisp versus Active Backlash. Team 1 has, again, one main air player, actually 2 air players, one of them focusing on gunships, one focusing on ASF. And what's also nice about this is because they're the same faction, giving over ASFs is a lot easier in a micro because it's the same exact unit. You don't have to like Control A and then select your ASFs. You can just double click on all your ASFs and it highlights all of them because it's the same unit. ASFs moving to shield the one lonely gunship in the north here from Mega Mion. Going after a tiny little brick that has almost 2 star vectors. He needs 100 mass kills. Will he get it? Nope. Needs a lot more mass than that. ASFs move in to intercept the ASFs here from Team 1's Deathlock. And the ones from Mega Mion try to assist as well, but they don't really have the numbers. Another Billy nuke outbound here from Mui. He has teleportation online. Great placement. Unfortunately, those units are moving. Would be nice to see some Loyalists, and we might see the redirection of the Billy nuke. There it is. There's the Billy nuke redirection outbound from Team 2's Will-O-Wisp. I was kind of surprised to see it up there instead of back here, but hey, I caught it on screen. There it is. Is Mui moving? He is moving. There's that Billy nuke doing a really weird hook maneuver there. I think it's just because of how the trajectory works with the Billy. Oh, because the Loyalist is moving. I don't know how that really works, but first gets hit, second one gets hit. Doesn't matter. Mui is not caught in the blast. Willow has so much more eco going in to try and wipe his base. It says McCafe, and here it is, Percy's versus Chicken and Percy's. Love to see, of course, Percy's in any army. Doesn't matter what it is. Percy's, in my opinion, the best T3 mainline unit in the game. It looks like the Chicken focusing on the mass has killed off all of the T3 mexes here. Would like to see the Omni be taken out. It's just one shot from a Percy will kill that up. Ion Storm will activate in the middle of both of those armies. I think I also saw, it was a brick in there as well, so I saw a brick, a Percy, and an Otham. All they needed was a Harbinger to have all 4 of those units. Just right there. Oh, nice. Ilshi does redirect to the Omni, kills that up. Blinds Team 1. You got to take out the radar. Second radar is online in the middle, but at least on the eastern side, the Omni has been knocked out. Fat Boy is online, going to deal with the rest of these units, but the damage is done. Facility is offline, and Nexus have been destroyed. A little bit of production here for Mega Mion has been curtailed for the time being. Chicken and Crab pushing on the western side here for Willow, going for another Crab as well. Will Mori teleport or will he not? Don't know. He's building another Billy nuke on his backpack. Having, you know, essentially a quantum reactor in your chest that can explode like we see earlier on. Dangerous. Putting another nuke on top of that is just saying, hey, do you want to die by fire and napalm? Because, I mean, they're kind of the same thing. One burns a little hotter, but it's almost the same thing. It's just craziness of UEF commanders putting another nuke on their back. We see the chicken and the crab pushing in. Optim's leading the way. Percy's bringing up the rear. Would like to see these shields at least shield the Percy's at a minimum, but the crab is going to push forward. Chicken going to go straight forward. Colossus is going to be built just in the nick of time, but I don't think it's going to matter. The crab has the advantage on that Colossus via the range. Chicken, it's severely damaged. Just got to push it in and go after that Colossus. If Willow gives the order now, he's not going to reach it in time. Colossus still trying to dodge those shots from the crab. The chicken, surprisingly, has stayed stalwart and will survive, surprisingly. The crab trying to move in to intercept the shots from that Colossus. The Colossus died anyways. Crab main focus of those T1 bombers. But the AA on board that chicken, left a lot left to be desired on that. It's really good for Team 1 bombers. That's it. Second Colossus is outbound here from Team 1's Moi. And that crab and chicken will die here. Nice little mass gift here for Team 1. Didn't do a lot of damage to that base, so Team 1's going to be able to build some more defenses with that. Maybe they'll turn that into a nuke, a regular one, or artillery, whatever the case may be, somewhere in their bases. It is 32 minutes. Team 1 and 2 have to think about how to end the game, not necessarily how to just survive it. Nuke has been started here from Moi. Hasn't been constructed, but at least has been started. Mass Fat Farms. More Fat Boys. So 1, 2 Fat Boys coming online here for Team 1. Fat Boy in the middle of the map trying to force back Team 2's army over there. But no efforts to end the game, just survive it currently. And a huge push outbound from Freddy Fresh on this western side. It's finally collapsed. That front line has collapsed on that western side. Legend Lord says Billy Nuke. Billy Nuke would definitely help. It's a lot of Aurora, so it's a lot of just T1 spam. There's a couple of Issels in there, so just T1 bombers, just a little bit of them isn't going to be enough to deal with that. Harbinger group over here as well, moving into coming from behind, as well as some Redeemer T3 mobile AA, just to, again, shore up defenses. But they're not going to move in to intercept, unfortunately, because they're probably distracted doing something else. But I don't see any other, at least as of right now, ways to end the game here for Team 2. And looks like all of the Aurora are going to focus on that Colossus. Fat Boy is in range, going to start shelling the Aurora. They're going to actually group up, so probably not the best thing to do. But that Colossus here from Team 1, it might die. There is one veterancy on board this Colossus. Team 1 does not have a veterancy. Looks like it's going to fall into the red first from Team 2, but there's a lot of Aurora here from Team 2 against that one. It's going to be close. Colossus will gain a veterancy. Billy Nuke outbound, kill off a decent amount of those units, mainly the Harbingers. Looks like that Colossus will live to fight another day. Another Billy Nuke outbound from Team 2. Gonna Billy the reclaim. That's gonna hurt. Kills off a chunk of it, at least the minimum. It's probably like 5,000-6,000 mass killed off. At least it's something. Bombing the reclaim. If you can't have it, no one can. That's definitely the strategy here from Willow. SMD says Smithers. Yep, Team 2. What? Oh, the no SMD. What? Oh, Team 2 is Smithers talking about getting an SMD. Okay, I was like, what? But, I mean, yeah, Team 1, of course, has that nuke being built, but it isn't even finished constructing yet, so it's going to be a little bit. Satellite has been starting here for Mega Mion, and still nothing from Team 1 to end the game. 6 UEF players, not one of them has started a Mavor. For shame. For shame. Now the air grid being established here from Freddy Fresh. So 3 players on Team 2 going for air grids. And even though they already have air superiority, air dominance, I would assume, given all the ASF. But Team 1 does have a lot of ASF too. Deathlock sitting at 103. Will-O-Wisp sitting at 108, plus the augmented forces from Active Backlash, 50, plus an additional sum from him, another 7. Oh, those are Swift Winds. So, not really ASF. Team 2 is in the lead. I wouldn't say dominance. I'd say control for the time being. They have 50 more ASF more than Team 1, and Team 1 still has a lot of ASF to play with, so definitely not dominance. What's our game plan, says Mick Cafe. So somebody on Team 2 thinking about how to end the game now. Nuke, regular one, actually online here for Mick Cafe. Finished off before the one from Team 1. Oh, barely after, not before. Another satellite online here for Moi. That is the 2 things that Team 1 could do. Build a Mavor and build a bunch of satellites. Either way would work. Unfortunately, Team 2, of course, could go another route. They have satellite capability as well. Not as many UEF on Team 2, but they still have a few. Fat Boy coming online here for McCafe in the east. His units have been forced back. It's been back and forth here between Mega Mion and McCafe in this northeastern corner. 2 Fat Boys in mid, says McCafe. Yes, there are 2 Fat Boys. They're running around being little slow Fat Boys, but you know what can you do? They move really slow. Line of Fat Boys being built here by Captain Bliss. Of course, we have the other the Fat Boy being built somewhere. Oh, there's more of them back here for Mega Mion. So lots of Fat Boy production here for Team 1, which can work. The downside is Team 2 could just build a lot of artillery and call it a day. Chickens online being, running away from said mobile artillery. Artillery trying to target those Fat Boys. Fat Boy trying to stay out of range of those Gunthers. There are a couple of TMD in here. We'll love to see some TMLs as well. But Willow is going for an SMD. Actually, dual SMDs coming online for 2 of these players. Probably don't need to. It's nice to have a backup, but probably don't need to. Smithers has noticed the Novak. Smithers doing a very good job of being the man in the chair here for Team 2, being like, hey, there's something over there. Hey, there's something over there. Hey, there's something over there. You should go look there. He's going to Billy nuke these, says Captain Bliss. I mean, yeah, but the shields on board the Fat Boys will be more than enough to deal with the Billy nuke. So it's not really a huge issue. It's mainly if it's concentrated fire. The 2 Fat Boys to the west, 4 Fat Boys online for Team 1, pressuring Team 2's front line. Also, Colossus coming in to guard them as well. I haven't seen a Billy nuke outbound from Wii in a while. He just hasn't been near the front line to use it very well. Bombers are inbound, looking like they're going to go after the SMD. Billy nuke actually outbound from Schmuck Benny. Gonna Billy nuke right on top of a Fat Boy. Fat Boy will be able to get barely out of the, landing on top of them, but the shield will hold for the time being. 18,000 hit points dropped to 6,000 hit points, so again 12,000 damage. Not really a whole lot to worry about. That's another shield and then some for that Fat Boy, and especially this one over here. That one took some shots, but already back up to 100% shield capacity. Again, starting to slow down once again here for the game. Counter Billy nuke outbound here for Team 1's Mui. That's going to get a decent amount of value. Percy's do move, but that Billy nuke is very, very close. It's going to singe the back of some of them, kill off 6 of them. Definitely better than the 30 or so that probably would have died. Another Billy nuke outbound here from Team 2's Schmuck Benny. It's just Mui and Schmuck Benny throwing small nukes at one another. Not necessarily at one another, but at the other teams. Billy nuke will land on top of the shielding. Not even take out the shielding on board that Fat Boy. But again, still perfectly fine. TMD going to be built to curtail those Billy nukes, but again, those Fat Boys are retreating northward. That would have to mean that Team 2 Schmuck Benny would have to move northward to get into range. Schmuck Benny only has, of course, a limited range on board that Billy nuke. The yellow is the range. Those Fat Boys are still in range, to be fair, but because of the distance that Billy nuke has to travel, if he fires, which he just did, it's not going to do a whole lot, unless, the units on Team 1 just stay there and sit in the middle of that launch site, or landing site, I should, well, launch site? No, landing site, not landing site, or a destination, whatever you want to call it. Billy nuke is outbound. It's going to singe a decent amount of the shielding, maybe some hit points, but not by much, though. Some of the parashields lose their shields, but honestly, the Billy nukes aren't really worth it. Billy target, says Legendary. Yeah, another example of just units kind of just sitting there. Perfect for a Billy nuke. Again, the only downside is the Billy nuke doesn't just do a lot of damage. Can't Billy that, says Mui. Loyalists in the midst. Love to see that comment from Mui saying, hey, I can't do it because there's a loyalist, and it will redirect that missile, and it's not going to be good. Of course, there could be a bunch of TMD built around Mui, and that would be definitely the way to counter that. Drop bombers over the top here from Team 2's Will-O-Wisp, but doesn't really get anywhere out of it. Looks like one got out of danger. Most of them got destroyed, but looks like Team 1's air will be enough to hold off Team 2's combined air. Oh, they are fighting underneath some flak, so advantage for Team 1 in that regard, but one of the Fat Boys is down. And Team 1 will lose their air due to the combined forces of Willow and Active Backlash. I thought it was going to be enough for Team 1, but I guess not. Fat Boy is in the yellow. One of them was killed off. 3 of them online pressuring the western side. Billy Nuke now being directed here from Schmuckmini to the west, and will kill off a decent chunk of Percy's. But 3 Fat Boys is a lot of firepower to deal with. That crab cannot sit there. It is going to die. Shields are down around Schmuckmini. Looks like he's having some power issues. Another Billy Nuke is loaded, ready to go. Needs to launch that immediately. Counter TMD being built as the Fat Boys move. And see, I love to see that. Look at that. They're like, yeah, we know there's Billy Nukes. We're going to counter that with TMD and call it a day. And just artillery launching all the time. Colossus retreating as well. 3 Fat Boys starting to get critical mass here for Team 1. It's going to be very, very, very dangerous. Billy Nuke is outbound, going to try to land where the units are going to walk. Unfortunately, Colossus goes, nah, I'm good. Might get singed a tiny bit. Literally just a tiny bit. And we'll be perfectly fine. Team 2 has a huge annoyance to deal with on that western side. But counter Billy, counting Fat Boy on the eastern side. It's 1v1 with a chicken augmenting those forces for Mick Cafe. In the east, Nuke has been not really primary, just kind of sitting there. Satellite over top going after the T3 mexes. Definitely a good move here from Mega Mion. Don't see any efforts to go for much of anything else other than... Oh, there's an artillery almost finished for Will-O-Wisp. And as Team 1 noticed it, that is the question. No, they have not. So they definitely need to be aware of that. The satellite over top has not noticed the artillery, so Team 2 has some time to finish it and launch some shots before Team 1's aware of it. I don't see any other threats here from Team 1 besides satellites, of course. Strat Bombers launching here. Where are they going? They're going after the Fat Boys. Outbound from active backlash. Tons of Fat Boys. All right, we're going to receive some fire. Nice AoE spread on board those bombers, and then the Billy Nuke lands, takes out some engineers. All, if not most of those bombers will get out of dodge. ASFs from Deathlock come in to intercept. And where the ASFs are for Team 2, it's going to be just a slaughter here. Strat Bombers trying to get under AA coverage. Some of them will get away. There's some lightning tanks, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to save the rest of those bombers. Billy Nuke outbound would have been funny had it hit a plane, but or ASF, it would have. It was close. But the Billy Nuke going to take out a ton of those Percys. There they go. Kills off all but one of them. Nice shot by Schmuckmini. Is at 73,000 mass killed, and chickens are forcing back the last of the Fat Boys. Team 2 has a resurgent here because the Strat Bomber rush that came in, or Strat Bomber raid that came in, I should say. Chicken's going to continue to pressure forward. Love the shield creep, love the TMD creep, but it doesn't matter when you have 2 crabs, 2 chickens, and a Colossus beating down your doorstep. Mass assassinations all around from those satellites from Team 1. Artillery raining down here from Team 2's eastern position. Tactical Billy Nuke has been started here from Mega Mion, and he's now receiving some artillery to the face. Unfortunately here for Team 1, the air grids are essentially merged, which is good and bad. It's a good thing because you can cover targets a lot easier when it's underneath one shell. Unfortunately, it now concentrates all of the fire from Team 2 onto one location. So it's definitely one of those like all eggs in the, don't put your eggs in one basket, but if you can shield the crap out of that basket, will it be enough kind of thing. In the west, we see a bunch of T1 spam outbound here from active backlash, annoying Team 1. Again, and sometimes annoying is the best thing you can do, and it works. There is a Colossus down here. That's what killed off all this mass down here. Colossus is in defense mode, so that's going to deal with that very, very quickly. Strat Bomber will get the credit for that kill, but the Colossus definitely assisted with that, most definitely. And the front line starting to collapse on this western side. Fat Boy is in reserve, but I don't think it's going to do a whole lot of work. Colossus is about to stand up. That should be enough. And gunships outbound from a Team 1's Deathlock to be able to, again, slow down this roll. Kill that SMB. Can nuke the front line, says Smithers. Oh, the nuke right here. It is, the SMD is loaded. And that is going to be the goal here for Team 2. Target power, says Legend Lore. Yeah, you could target the power. Shields are online. Team 1 has noticed the artillery. Second artillery is started construction, almost in the yellow, so almost 25%. Willow is being targeted by Team 1 being like, hey, he's right here. He's right there. Go hit him. And the satellites focused on other things. Sats here says Legend Lord. Yeah, because his commander's right there. Strat Bombers outbound, going to essentially wipe that Colossus off the map. ASF come in to protect said bombers. Billy Nuke outbound. from Team 2. Schmuck Benny. There it is. I love the little symbol they added for it. Makes it a lot easier to figure out where it is. And I don't know if it's going to get a lot of value out of it because most of the stuff is already destroyed. Let's see. Is it going to be enough? It does land. Takes out some shield emitters. That's better than nothing. Does clear the way here for Team 2 a slight bit more. A lot of the emphasis from Team 1 and Team 2 are on this western side. Does open the door here for Team 2 to exploit, which they're doing here from Mick Cafe. Regular nuke outbound here from Team 1 going after the experimentals, 3 of which are heavily damaged. One of them is in the green, but all of them will die to a nuke. These units just go full send it into Team 1's front line. There goes the glorious nuke. It is inbound. It is UEF. It's not the prettiest of the nukes, but it gets the job done. And of course, kaboom! Takes out 2 experimentals with that shot. Where is that? Where's that nuke? There it is. Kills off 29,000 mass. Chickens going through Team 1's doorstep, saying hello. Fat Boy is down. Looks like they are going to go after that SMD. If they can kill it off, Team 2 can nuke the front line. Will they get there in time? First chicken is down. Second chicken is in range. Will it be enough? The shield is still online. Oh, does the shot impact? Yes, it does. It kills off the SMD. Team 2 has a way into Team 1's doorstep. And there is an SMD back here. It is loaded, but they can nuke the rest of that front line. Is the nuke loaded? No, it is not. So that doesn't matter. The shields are down for Team 2. Billy Nuke lands over here from Mega Mion going after the P-Gens. Impacts the shields. That doesn't really work. And looks like the air grid is down here for Will-O-Wisp. He's lost most of his energy reserves. Target the P-Gens. Don't target the satellite. Don't target the artillery because you can get the AoE explosion. You might not get the explosion if the micro is focused on that, but at least taking up the P-Gens would be enough. But Strap Bomb is coming over the top. Kill off Mega Mion's commander. It is now a 5v4 in Team 2 in the lead of that with 5 remaining players. Team 1 at 4 remaining players. So Team 2 has taken the lead. Well, that was dumb, says Mega Mion. Well, I mean, what was dumb? That the shield didn't get pierced or that you died? Probably a little bit of both. Probably a little bit of both. You could have actually sat underneath this shield and launched it against the P-Gens and Mass Fabs that way. You can do that. I don't know if he would have been close enough to the explosion to really make it worth it. But he would have killed off some Mass Fabs at a minimum. Can I control K my base? Willow says... Captain Bliss. Where's Captain Bliss? He has nothing. Well, his base is gone. That's why he said that, because there's nothing left to control K. He is currently... Where is he currently sitting? He's sitting next to Mystics, just kind of hanging out next to that Colossus. Satellite, of course, is online here for Team 1's Moi. And, of course, he now inherits everything that Mega Mion owned. Artillery still raining in here from the eastern position here for Team 2's Willow going for the second one. Shield emitter was taken out, but no worries there because transfer of control of satellites means that the actual satellite dies and then gets rebuilt immediately, which don't know why that's the case. I guess it just is. I feel like maybe it might be a little OP, maybe it won't be depending on the situation, but my only thinking is that it's just a little bit harder because there's technically 2 units tied. If the satellite is a unit and then the satellite is a unit and the actual station, the center is another unit technically. I don't know why it doesn't transfer over like that. But Billy Nuke Appan can kill off a ton of engineers here. There it is. Kills off a ton of that support, allowing that Galactic Colossus to move in without any worries. 3 Fat Boys about to receive some Percy fire to the face. Also some Othams as well. There is some sniper bots in there, so they're going to be able to target those Fat Boys at range. Stay underneath the shield coverage. Second nuke outbound from Team 1's Moi going to target Willow's commander directly. Willow isn't moving. Oh, no, he's moving. Never mind. He's going to get out of range very, very easily. But this base is going to go up in smoke, though, so that's going to hurt a couple of the mass and power generation here for him. And Colossus still wreaking havoc on Team 1 frontline in the west. Almost killed off the Fat Boy, but couldn't get close enough, or couldn't get underneath the shield soon enough, so that Colossus will die. Especially with the Ravager fire from the east, that's going to hurt. 3 of Team 1's 4 remaining commanders pretty close to one another. Nuke lands. Kaboom! And Willow is being assailed from the skies by those satellites. He needs to get under shield coverage immediately, and even if he gets here, He probably should just keep walking probably all the way to his T3 artillery facility. His second one is online. The third one is being constructed. Again, like I said, with 3 satellites overhead, not going to look good. Mobile Shield's going to come in and assist with that 10,000 hit points on board each of those shielding. SMD is targeted. Is that the only SMD? No, it is not. That one has taken a shot, though. Counter satellite online here for McCafe. His nuke is almost loaded. Willow got into the low yellows. Oh, Schmuck Benny on a Continental goes, probably shouldn't go that way. And don't know really where he's going with that commander. He's running around the map with it. I don't see any efforts from Team 1 to try to force back this little spam army of mech marines from Team 2's McCafe. Billy Nuke landing once again, going after those units inbound from Freddy Fresh in the south. Use Novak's where Ard is firing. Well, yeah, that's where he would do kind of double up on the damage. Going after the air grade here for Team 1's Mui. And, of course, the satellites that are sitting there. Shields are starting to collapse here for Team 1. They need more shielding online. But those satellites are going to go down. They have a chance to go after Commander Willow. Moves to a different shielding position. Building some T1 PD to protect himself. Also going to build some more shielding as well. So it's going to be a little bit to chew through all of those hit points on board the shield. Third satellite almost done here, about to tick over into the green here pretty shortly. And it's not looking good here for Team 1. Artillery constantly raining in. They need either counter artillery or a bunch of nukes or something. And they didn't think about how to end the game. They just thought about how to survive it. And it's starting to shape up like Team 1 is going to lose this game. Donut online here for Freddy Fresh in the middle of the map. They have air control, so that definitely makes sense given the hordes of ASF that Active Backlash currently holds. Willow was mainly microing them, but he's busy doing other things. His 168 T3 ASFs from the Seraphim variety. He has 2 strap bombers, 47 from the Gemini variety, the Cyberns, and Coronas from the ASFs from UAF. So he's sitting about 250 ASF versus Deathlocks, maybe 100 and something. 148, so 100 more ASFs in advantage here for Team 2. And Billy Nuke will land, taking out some T-Gens and Ravagers. Just again, poking and prodding at that front line, just piece by piece. That's all it's going to take for Team 2 to crack this position. Kill that with Novaks. Says Smithers to McCafe. Kill what with Novaks? What was he talking about? Oh, Novaks. Smithers talking to McCafe about killing this, the satellite with satellite. With satellite on satellite crime here between these two players. ASF's move in. There is some AA underneath this, so Team 1 will have a little bit of advantage there, but the donut just does not care. The ASFs, are they going to redirect onto the donut? Let's see. Team 2 is getting a huge engagement with this. The donut is targeted. Will crash land. Will it kill Captain Bliss with the donut? No, it will not. It will take off half of his hit points almost. ASFs will win that fight. Air dominance has been secured by Team 2. And I would not be surprised to see another donut started here from Freddy Fresh in the south. I don't see any other artillery coming on here for Team 2. Just the one over here. Third one is online. And with 3 artillery online here for Team 2's Willow, it's, again, like I said, it's not looking good. Team 1 is holding strong, though. They still have a nuke. They still have their satellites. They still have some of their air grid, or most of them, actually. Just can't really make anything materialize. But again, 3 artillery are a lot to deal with. The shields are starting to collapse. I'm going to speed it up just a tiny bit. Just because the T3 air facility is going to go down, as well as, again, Team 2 is being... They attack, and then they kind of wait a little bit. They attack again, they wait a little bit. Billy Nuke outbound here from Schmuck Benny, going for that Fat Boy to the west. Will not kill off the Fat Boy, of course, but it doesn't really matter. Counter Billy Nuke outbound, going after those Percys outbound from Mui. Mui trying to damage Team 2's ability to fight on the ground. But Billy Nuke lands again. Fat Boy receives that shot to the face. Nuke outbound going after this position. The SMDs are down. Frontline T3 land facility is going down. Counter Billy Nuke outbound here from Mui, going after Schmuck Benny. Schmuck Benny goes, nah, see ya, bye. Where's the artillery firing, says Smithers. And Nuke is going to land. No SMD to shoot it down, and kaboom! Takes out all of that infrastructure, or at least most of it. Hopefully the air station facilities. attack from the north outbound from some Perseus, but most of the Perseus did get out of the blast radius, so they have mobile defenses at a minimum online. And artillery still firing here from Team 2. Team 1 has not been able to deal with that. Artillery now focusing on the front line here for Moi. And again, like I said, it's not looking good. Benny running around with his comm. Where is it? There it is. On that transport again. I forget if you can build the Billy Nuke while you're on the transport. I don't know if you can do that or not. I don't know how that works. Be very interesting to look up if it actually works that way or not. But artillery raining down, going after the satellites, it looks like here from Moi. Mori's not going to like that, of course. Oh, there it goes. Billy Nuke is outbound for this position, going after the ASF. Will the ASF be killed off in that explosion? This would be huge for Team 1 for the air game. And Willow says, thank goodness, move, move, move. Says Moi, move, move. Again, Donut. Billy Nuke lands, but doesn't do a lot. Unfortunately, it singes a lot of them, but doesn't kill any off. Billy Nuke in the east once again, going after those Perseus, but Chicken is nearby. Going to deal with that very, very easily. And just shields, and Chicken's online here for Willow of the meal of the day. And it's just the beginning of the end, I feel like, for Team 1. It has been that for a little bit. Give me GCs now, says Moi. He has 2 GCs down here. He's going to try to launch an attack on the front line. I just don't know if it's really going to matter. Team 2 has so much infrastructure that Team 1 has to chew through. I don't think it's going to matter. Artillery landing on Mystic's position, going after the P-Gens and the SMD, it looks like. Looks like that's the main target. Nuke is loaded here from Moi, just doesn't want to launch it. SMDs are covering the rest of the important structures, so not really worth firing a nuke if you can't use it, especially at this stage in the game. But that one nuke could make the difference. Another player on Team 1 who's gone for Blue Nuke, that's Captain Bliss. Going for this group of units over to the east. It will land. There are no loyalists in the midst, so it's not going to matter. Take out a chunk of those units outbound from McCafe. Killed off 56,000 mass so far. Nuke is outbound. Where is it going? Did an SMD get killed off? Where's it going? It's going right here, but unfortunately there's nothing here. Point defense nuke. Gonna do absolutely nothing except kill off some engineers and maybe a loyalist. Nope, not even that. Kaboom. Kills off nothing except engineers. 2 donuts online here for Team 2. 54 minutes on the clock. 3 of the 4 commanders remaining on Team 1 are in a corner of the map. No with actual map marker, not ping. Don't have strat icon. Says make cafe to... What's going on there? I don't know what's going on with there. Anyway. The attack outbound here from Wii isn't going to go anywhere, even if it gets a little bit of distance in terms of Team 2's main base. There's multiple chickens, more of them being produced, tons of shields online. Team D could easily be, PD could easily be spammed up. Chickens are trying to intercept that fat boy. 2 Colossus also online though. I don't know if it's going to matter. Billy Nuke lands in between those 2 chickens. Doesn't really do a whole lot of damage there. Zars could move in over top of those fat boys and call it a day. Drawing the ASFs from Team 2 once again. The ASFs are sitting here. It looks like Freddy Fresh only has to give the command to go for it. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Looks like one of the chickens has been destroyed, it looks like. Yep, there's the Ion Storm. Second chicken targeting the first of the Colossus. That one does die. And now Percy's going to be able to come into range, kill off that second Colossus. Fat boys need to retask onto those Perseus immediately. Perseus need to keep moving though. Colossus is going to actually move into range of them. Probably not the best idea. And into the Ion Storm, so definitely not a good idea there. That Colossus will die. Lots of fog. There we go. You can actually see what's going on down there. And both of those Colossus are done and dusted. The Perseus are done and dusted as well, but I think the Colossus are definitely the worst thing to lose here. Another Colossus being built here by Mystics. Out over top here for Team 2 going after the infrastructure. The air grid here from Moi has been annihilated, which means the satellites also are down. 55 minutes on the clock. And it's looking like Team 2 is going to win this game. I'm going to speed it back up once again to +2. And we have Captain Bliss moving forward with his commander. Chicken gonna eviscerate both of those fat boys. Will Captain Bliss fire a Billy Nuke in the chicken's face? Maybe. He does have one loaded. Will you fire, sir? Is it gonna? He's actually gonna walk by the chicken. Chicken turns around and goes, nah, it's gonna have Billy Nuke outbound. Actually misses the chicken. Think it was gonna keep walking, and there he goes. He is done, and that's the Strat Bombers over the top kill off something. Looks like it was another fat boy. And artillery has dealt with the rest of the air grid here for Team 1's air player. And Billy Nuke outbound here from Schmuck Benny goes after Mui. And Mui teleports, it looks like. No, he was killed off by Willow. By artillery? Oh, no. Oh, yeah. No, he was killed off over here. He did teleport, went after Willow, and didn't work. Looked like he was killed off here, but it wasn't look like. It's a 2v5 in favor of Team 2. Nuke is outbound. So Schmuck Benny teleported in, Billy nuked, and then called it a day. Looks like he's going to do it again, it looks like. No, that's the regular nuke is outbound. Team 1, do you have an SMD loaded? Yes, you do, so that nuke will not land. Another nuke outbound here from Team 2 once again. Looks like it's the same nuclear facility going after the SMD. That's going to still survive as well. Bunch of Team 1 spam on the northern side. Schmuck Benny, where is your commander? There it is. 184,000 mass killed, but that commander 225 kills. That is a ton of Billy nukage. Ton of those tiny little missiles with small nuclear warheads inside them. And that one is going to be shot down. It's just like I said, it's the beginning of the end. Mop-up operations here for Team 2. All of that artillery launching. Does he still only have the 3? Yes, he does. This is where Mui teleported. Didn't really get any work out of it, unfortunately. Too much PD, which I already knew about that anyways. Like, we knew about that when the satellites were going after him. Team 1 receives another shot to the face. At least nearby looks like it was trying to go after Mui's position here for Deathlock and Mystic. Schmuck Benny going to teleport once again. SMD going to be built, but looks like it's going to build more SMD, more SMD, and more SMD. But at this point, I don't think it's really worth building that. Probably could build some torp launchers to deal with Schmuck Benny. I was over the top going to go after those 2 commanders right here. And both of them will receive some plasma to the face. Another bomb is outbound. Going to target those 2 comps once again. Mystics, will you die from this? I think so. There he goes. Team 1's Mystics dies to an Awasaw bomber. And Schmuck Benny, southeastern corner, receives a shot from somebody. I mean, that's active backlash. We should just Billy nuke from somebody. Who that could have been? Was that a teammate that fired on him? That could have been a teammate. No. Deathlock would have been the only UEF comm capable of doing that, and he has shield, so I don't. That that's well, that's unfortunate for active backlash. There he goes. Team 2's teammate of Schmuck Benny kills active backlash. That's rough. Billy Nuke gets loaded immediately from all of those engineers. Team 1's last remaining player of Deathlock at 250 hit points. He's taken some artillery to the face. Actually, some Awasaw bombers as well. The Awasaw bomber is being reduced to nothingness. AA is powerful enough. Will he be able to launch the bomb and end the game right here? No, there it goes off the map. Bye-bye. And will... Oh, look, Schmuck Benny's going to teleport right on top of him, it looks like, and just launch a Billy nuke. Let Deathlock win, says Mui. I don't think he's going to let him win, unfortunately. Schmuck Benny's going in for the kill. Teleportation has been initiated. Deathlock trying to get out of there. He knows what's going to happen. Will he get out of there in time? Billy nuke launches immediately. Oh, no. Nope, he canceled it. Cancel it. GG is what he's typing here from Deathlock. Snipes the comm of Deathlock on the face. Nice headshot there here from Schmuck Benny, and that is the game at 1 hour and 4 minutes. Team 2 wins the game. MVP, I think, has to go to Schmuck Benny. His Billy nuke. I mean, there's a lot of Billy nukes, to be fair, in this game, but I think his Billy nuke killing off 190,000 mass huge play here from Team 2, being able to just constantly harass Team 1. There was a lot of artillery, at least only on one side. Satellites both sides. There's a lot of back and forth here. Team 1 looked like they were going to start just steamrolling Team 2 in the beginning, but Team 2, again, played cards close to the chest, kept everything on defense mode, and then just kind of slowly but surely, taking out a couple of defenses here, taking out defenses here, moving in on the north side, moving in on the east side, just kind of poking and prodding Team 1 until eventually the boat had too many holes and it sunk into the water. But of course, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. And of course, thank you to all of those for making this happen, allowing me to cast on this wonderful official Forged Alliance Forever channel. If you haven't done so already, please like this video, subscribe to both this channel and mine at Strategic Launch. I look forward to seeing any and every one of you join me in my daily FAF cast, and of course coming back to this channel and watching the cast here as well. Thank you so very much for watching to the end of the video, and I will see all of you in the next one.